50 additional police officers trained to handle gender-based and domestic violence. 2 persons were killed and a third person in life-threatening condition following a 3-vehicle smash-up at LILIENDAAL. Minister of Health urging persons living with HIV to get vaccinated to protect themselves against COVID-19. In the region, police in Haiti blame notorious gang for missionary kidnapping, and internationally, heavy rains, landslides kills 19 in India's Kerala. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. Following training at the Ghana Police Force Training Center, 50 more police officers are now better qualified to deal with gender-based violence and domestic violence. The Ministry of Human Services and Social Security launched the initiative in August with the hope of 2,000 persons will be trained before the end of this year. In September, a batch of 18 graduated. The second and third batches of graduates from the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security and the United Nations Population Fund, COP Squad 2020, aim to improve the efficiency of Ghana Police Force in dealing with these cases. Minister of Home Affairs Robertson Ben attended the event and spoke on the importance of these training programs.
You would have to admit, if you look at the statistic, that it isn't working itself out in ways which we would want it to work out as quickly as we would want it to happen. And hence we have these training programs. We have many of these new aspects of training for police, new policing resorts and education and training, because we know that the range of policing activities, of policing interventions, are much more than what it used to be.
Gender-based violence covers sexual violence, sexual exploitation and abuse, child marriages and early union, child abuse, trafficking in persons, and intimate partner violence. Minister of Human Services and Social Security Vindhya Prasad told the graduates that she has confidence in them to work towards changing the statistics.
I would like to challenge all of you to channel and harness your energies so that they can be utilized effectively to make that tangible impact wherever you are. Let your name be the name that is called for all the good things that will happen in the police stations or in the offices or in the communities where you find yourself.
Several of the graduates who attended the 5-day seminar expressed optimism about returning to work and putting what they had learned into practice. Commissioner of Police Acting Nigel Hoppy said 7 women have been killed by their partners for this year up to October 15, 2021, compared to 11 for the same period last year. As the service tells us now in this report about a 3-vehicle accident that killed 2 people and left another in a life-threatening condition. Here is more.
2 persons are now dead and a third hospitalized after a tragic accident at LILIENDAAL Railway Embankment, East Coast, Demerara, in the vicinity of LILIENDAAL Bridge on Saturday night. Dead are 24-year-old son Nazad Ali of Atlantic Gardens, East Coast, Demerara, and high car driver Devashkar Jetu of New Road Reading Hoop, West Coast, Demerara. Inquiries so far disclosed that motorcar PWW 3133 driven by Nazad Ali with an occupant Ivana Sijatan was proceeding west along the railway embankment at LILIENDAAL at a fast rate of speed. Ali was in the process of overtaking motorcar PMM 1176 and in doing so collided with the right side front fender of the said car. The driver of PWW 3133 then lost control and ended up in the path of the higher car HC6244 driven by Devashkar Jetu, proceeding east along the said road where a second collision occurred. As a result of the collision, motorcar PWW 3133 and higher car were extensively damaged. Nazad Ali was pronounced dead at the scene. The high car driver Devashkar Jetu was taken to the ambulance to the Georgetown Public Hospital. He succumbed on Sunday morning. Both bodies are presently at the hospital mortuary awaiting post-mortem examinations. The third driver, an occupant who was in one of the vehicles, were admitted to the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation with multiple injuries. The mangled vehicles involved in the accidents are presently lodged at the Cherokee Police Station to be examined approved by a licensing certifying officer. Further investigations are in progress. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. 2 men are now in police custody awaiting charges after they were caught with cannabis sativa at E-Field Sapphire, Cummins Lodge, Georgetown on Saturday. Acting on information received, officers of the Ghana Police Force went to a location at Sapphire around 1 p.m. where they discovered a white Toyota Allion. The car was driven by a 52-year-old male. He exited with a black bulky plastic bag and went into a yard located on the northern side of the street. The second suspect, a 38-year-old male, came out of the house and attempted to collect the black bag. The ranks made their approach, and the first suspect dropped the black plastic bag he was carrying and ran north on the side street to a neighboring yard. Police gave chase and he was apprehended. The second suspect ran into his house. He was pursued and also apprehended. The bag was retrieved and opened in the presence of the 2 men. It contained 2 bulky brown scotch-taped wrap parcels with several leaves, seeds and stems suspected to be cannabis. The 2 suspects were told of the offense committed, cautioned, arrested and escorted to the Turkine police station, where the suspected cannabis was weighed in their presence. It amounted to 1,031 grams. It was still lodged while the suspects were placed into custody pending further investigations. Stick around after the break. Minister of Health urging persons living with HIV to get vaccinated to protect themselves against COVID-19. And 2 nurses were detained for allegedly selling the COVID-19 vaccination cards.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home. We also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Alabama Trading has everything you need every day. The best brands at the lowest prices. And right now, you can save much more on a larger range of food products and everyday essentials. Choose from our extensive array of fresh and packaged food items. Plus, there's a huge variety in ladies' handbags and accessories, children toys, backpacks and school bags, bicycles, rugs, outdoor and indoor furniture, cleaning and sanitizing products, and so much more. Alabama Trading. Better products, better prices.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Smart Minds Educational Institute, offering preschool, nursery, and primary levels. Finally, a school that is every parent's dream. Located at 69 Crow Street, offering academic excellence, trained qualified teachers, small class sizes, personalized gear, and one-to-one attention for your little ones. At Smart Minds, register for full-time or evening classes, daily practice pass exam papers for proficiency at the grade 2, 4, and 6 assessment, and CXE exam preparedness. Or join our Becca Phonics reading and writing program. So if your child is for preschool, nursery, or primary level, come to Smart Mind, located at 69 Street, or call 231-4885 or 600-9229 to enroll now.
Survival Supermarket Senior Citizens Day is every Wednesday, and you can get 7% off everything on sale except alcoholic drinks. And to make more of our customers eligible, we have dropped the age requirement from 60 to 55, so you can benefit from the big discounts on everything in your trolley. Yes, Survival Supermarket Senior Citizens Day gives you 7% off every Wednesday, if you're 55 and older, of course. Just walk with your ID card as proof of your age, and then shop, shop, shop at Survival Supermarket.
Welcome back. Minister of Health Dr. Frank Anthony is urging persons living with HIV to get vaccinated to protect themselves against COVID-19. During the COVID-19 update today, Minister Anthony noted that this is important because the immune system of a person living with HIV is more susceptible to the virus, especially if that person is not on medication.
It's recommended that persons with HIV take the COVID-19 vaccine because it's going to protect them. The benefits of getting vaccinated far outweighs the risk of being vaccinated. And in some cases, those persons who would have had their immune system being compromised, in some of those patients, it's also recommended that they get a third dose of the vaccine or a booster shot.
Dr. Anthony said these persons can use any of the vaccines available in Guyana which are being used for the adult population. These include the Johnson & Johnson, Sputnik V, Sinopharm, or AstraZeneca. The minister noted that persons currently taking the antiretroviral or PrEP should not worry about adverse effects of the vaccines as these work differently in the body.
The mechanisms of action are totally different. Vaccines help to stimulate the immune system so that your body can produce antibodies that can fight off COVID-19 virus. Antiretrovirals, they work differently. They interrupt the life cycle of the HIV, and therefore their actions are totally different. And there's no interaction between the two.
Persons with HIV are advised to follow the recommended protocols as a general population to guard against contracting the disease. These include wearing masks, proper hand sanitization, and social distancing.
There are lots of hesitancy among the HIV population. They probably have various myths about why they shouldn't be vaccinated. But all the evidence is pointing that they need to be vaccinated.
Up to 2019, the estimated number of people living with HIV in Guyana was over 8,000. The ministry is encouraging citizens to be vaccinated as the number of positive COVID-19 cases continues to rise. Meanwhile, for COVID-19 infections, the Health Ministry is reporting some 3,907 active cases, with 59 new cases recorded in the last 24 hours. There are currently 107 persons hospitalized. 72 of them are at the Ocean View Hospital, 24 of whom are in the ICU. 6 are maternal cases. On August 4th, 2021, the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, warned health officials about the practice of selling COVID-19 vaccination cards.
In Section 240 of our criminal law, or Criminal Offences Act, Chapter 801, forgery is an offense, and you can be prosecuted for forgery. And the fine, if you're found guilty of forgery, would be up to 3 years imprisonment. And if you forge a vaccination card, then you'll be liable to this type of punishment if caught. So I want to encourage people to desist from such practices, because when we catch you, you are going to feel the full brunt of the law.
However, 2 nurses from the 1 Mile Health Center in Linden ignored that warning and were apprehended in a sting operation last Friday for allegedly selling the COVID-19 vaccination booklets. Several attempts were made to warn the nurses about their actions, according to Info 10, but they continued to sell the books. Books were selling for as much as $35,000 each. During questioning, one nurse allegedly confessed to law enforcement investigators about selling the books and stated that other nurses who were attached to various vaccination locations throughout the region were also involved. The immunization rate in Region 10 is about 30%, making it one of the lowest vaccination rates in the country. Esther Sobers tells us that a fatal accident on the Maikoni Branch Road claimed the lives of 2 men over the weekend. Here is more.
Police in Regional Division Number 5 is investigating a fatal accident that claimed the lives of 2 men on the Maikoni Branch Road, some 11 kilometers in front of the main road. Dead are 38-year-old Diro Charan Das of New Providence, Maikoni, East Coast, Demerara, and Bikram Singh, a 31-year-old male of Motorist Branch Road, Maikoni, on Saturday, the 16th of October. Police investigations disclosed that the driver Diro Charan Das and occupants Bikram Singh, Vishan Moti, a 27-year-old involved in the accident, were imbibing alcohol at a friend's house. Around 11:30 p.m., the men left in motorcar PFF 3940. The driver was proceeding south along the Maikoni Branch Road at a fast rate. The driver reportedly failed to negotiate a left turn and instead continued straight into the canal situated on the southern side of the road. The vehicle flipped over and became submerged in the canal. Vishan Moti, who was seated in the front passenger seat, managed to exit the vehicle. Unfortunately, the driver and the other occupants were trapped. They were subsequently taken out in an unconscious state by public-spirited persons and rushed to the Maikoni Public Hospital. They were both pronounced dead. The bodies are present at the Maikoni Public Hospital mortuary, awaiting a post-mortem examination. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Don't go away after the break. Police in Haiti blamed Notorious gang for missionary kidnapping, and vigil held for UK MP David Ames after stabbed to death. But before that, here's the bridge retraction schedule.
Survival Supermarket Senior Citizens Day is every Wednesday, and you can get 7% off everything on sale except alcoholic drinks. And to make more of our customers eligible, we have dropped the age requirement from 60 to 55, so you can benefit from the big discounts on everything in your trolley. Yes, Survival Supermarket Senior Citizens Day gives you 7% off every Wednesday, if you're 55 and older, of course. Just walk with your ID card as proof of your age, and then shop, shop, shop at Survival Supermarket. When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold, and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 4-6 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brickdam and White Castle Fish Shop, be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Alabama Trading has everything you need every day. The best brands at the lowest prices. And right now, you can save much more on a larger range of food products and everyday essentials. Choose from our extensive array of fresh and packaged food items. Plus, there's a huge variety in ladies' handbags and accessories, children toys, backpacks and school bags, bicycles, rugs, outdoor and indoor furniture, cleaning and sanitizing products, and so much more. Alabama Trading. Better products, better prices.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lenders, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. Police in Haiti says a notorious gang is behind the abduction of foreign Christian missionaries and their family members. They were taken as they left an orphanage near the capital Port-au-Prince. It's the latest in a wave of kidnapping, which have risen dramatically since the assassination of the president in July. Al Jazeera's Mike Hanna reports.
Heavy clouds loom over the Christian Aid Ministry's headquarters in the U.S. state of Ohio. The missionary group has been operating in Haiti for decades, with a 9-month break 2 years ago following a previous spate of gang violence. The organization released the following statement: "We are seeking God's direction for a resolution, and authorities are seeking ways to help." It continues, "The group of 16 U.S. citizens and 1 Canadian citizen includes 5 men, 7 women, and 5 children." In the Haitian capital, Port-au-Prince, the news of yet another mass kidnapping comes as no surprise. Statistics indicate that more than 380 people have been abducted in the first 8 months of this year alone.
My dear, I'm going to tell you sincerely in regard to security, we cannot talk about this. On the security point, I can say it has been zero.
There's been a massive upsurge in kidnapping since the assassination of the country's president in July this year, removing the last vestige of a functioning central government.
The Prime Minister is seen as being involved in the president's assassination. And so the population, the huge lumpen proletariat of Port-au-Prince and the other cities of Haiti are basically left to their own devices. And this has allowed a space for these criminal organizations to emerge.
Haitian police say an armed criminal gang known as 400 Mawazo was responsible for the abduction, loosely translated as 400 inexperienced men. It's said to be responsible for some 80% of the kidnappings this year. A U.S. security delegation has been in Haiti in recent days. It's briefed to consult with the Haitian National Police on ways in which the U.S. can help restore law and order. Here in D.C., the State Department has issued a terse statement saying it is aware of the situation and is continuing to monitor. At the Christian Aid Ministries in Holmes County, Ohio, nothing can be done apart from to wait and pray. Mike Hanna, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Internationally, police in the United Kingdom have extended the detention of a man arrested for the murder of a member of parliament. David Ames was stabbed to death as he met his constituents on Friday. Al Jazeera's Rory Challenge reports.
For a day at least, British politicians put aside their divisions and united to mourn one of their own. The Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition laid wreaths where Conservative MP David Ames was murdered on Friday. Police arrested a 25-year-old British man and are investigating the killing as an act of terrorism. Reverend Clifford Newman is the minister at Belfairs, the church where David Amess had been meeting constituents when he was fatally stabbed.
He was a person who genuinely liked people and tried to help them as best as they can. So for this to happen to somebody whilst they're trying to do some good in the community, it is really, words can't express it, you just don't understand it.
A good man and a fine public servant, says that message. A true gentleman who supported his community, says one down here, and there's another over there. Thank you for your dedicated service to our community for so many years. So many of these tributes have a similar message. David Amess died doing something that was integral to his job. He was out there meeting the public face to face, but it raises the question, are MPs safe enough? Although Westminster can seem like a fortress with armed police never far away, most MPs have little to no protection when they're in their constituencies. And this is the second MP to be murdered in 5 years. Jo Cox from the opposition Labour Party was killed by a white supremacist in 2016 on the streets of the area she represented. The Home Secretary has launched a safety review.
There are measures underway right now. I convened meetings yesterday. I've been with the Speaker of the House and with the police and our security services to make sure that all measures are being put in place for the security of MPs so that they can carry on with their duties as elected democratic members.
One Conservative MP, Tobias Elwood, says face-to-face meetings with constituents should be stopped until they can be moved online. In 2017, he tried to save the life of a police officer fatally wounded in the Westminster Bridge attack that left 6 people dead. But many more MPs say meeting the public is a vital part of their jobs and the functioning of British democracy, and even a tragedy such as this shouldn't be allowed to disrupt it. Rory Challens, Al Jazeera, Leigh-on-Sea in Essex.
And finally, at least 19 people have been killed after heavy rains caused landslides and flooding in India's Kerala state. It is the worst flood since 2018, when more than 500 people were killed. Teams from the National Disaster Response Force are working to save those still in danger. Al Jazeera's Leah Hardin reports.
Streets turned into rivers. Entire hillsides appearing to melt under heavy rain.
The rain from the top has accumulated here. The water has entered our veranda in our house. It has been raining continuously since morning.
Such heavy rainfall in the Indian state of Kerala was unexpected and has claimed several lives. Soldiers have been flown in to help with rescue efforts. This team is trying to reach others trapped beneath shifting mud, while this fruits and vegetables vendor does what little he can to save his business.
At around 3:30 or 4 p.m. water started rising and most of our stuff was damaged. We managed to save some vegetables like onions, but most of our vegetables have been destroyed.
The monsoon season ended in September, and after months of heavy storms, locals were not expecting another one, bringing such wet conditions. Farmers here rely on rains to produce crops, but too much creates problems like waterborne diseases. While the cleanup and rescue work goes on, the waters are slowly starting to recede. Leah Harding, Al Jazeera.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. And that is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Update. Tune in on Wednesday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, stay safe and take care.